Well, hello there. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful day. It is beautiful, but hot here, like super hot. So I have the water going on outside, and I'm sorry I'm whining already. Wow, that didn't take long, did it? Okay, I'm off of that. It is hot, so I'm happy to just be inside right now. It was nice this morning, thankfully. Today we are going to do country flowers. Good, I'm not even backwards. I'm surprised. And you will hear all about what we've been up to. We've been doing many things. I also want to share with you some of the new paper. That's not available until the new catalog comes out, but for sure when it does, you want one. So make sure you let me know if you need one. And then also be ready to spend. You know, there's quite a few things in it. I might show you one stamp set that I particularly like. I've done a few from the, have I? I think I might still be working on, yeah, I guess I have. You know, I have been busy, okay? So I have like so many things prepped and ready to make into cards, and I haven't actually done the cards. So I do have a lot of work ahead of me, but it has been a challenge to get in here and get it done. So that I'll have to just beg your forgiveness on that. I'm not going to spend a lot of chit-chat time here because I want to get going. And I'm not really sure how this is all going to work out today because I know what card set I wanted to do. And then when I started getting out all of my stuff, I wasn't really sure that I wanted to do this one. This is the card that I wanted to do because I'm going to use this paper. Now, this paper is from the fishing set. I don't even know if it's still available because, I mean, seriously, I can't keep track of that. And I am not even going to try to anymore. Isn't that awful? But it's the truth. I can't keep track of what's available and what's not. It's like I can't know. So it's part of that fishing thing we had. What was that called anyway? I don't even know. This is a sign of getting old. Because I know there was a fish one that we had. I bet it's an old one from a while ago. I just really like the plaid paper that was in there. And so I bought enough to have that plaid for a little while. I do have a plaid stamp set and can make plaid. When I get stuck and Stampin' Up! Or whatever, it doesn't have the exact colors of plaid that I want, I do make my own plaid. But, oh boy, look at this. That is not plaid, but it's close. I could use that as a base and fill in this other plaid. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. The old stamp sets. Gone Fishing. There you go. That was it. Gone Fishing. That was the set. It must have been in last year's catalog. So I suspect the paper's just not even available anymore. But I bought enough, and I suspect that you probably did too. Now here is the new catalog. You will find this. So here's the plaid. Isn't it beautiful? Such a nice, this could have even been a Christmassy one, but I decided to just not make it anything particular because I wanted red geraniums. And this is like a old, super old, wet, stamp set that I have just because I keep my old flower stamps. I might get rid of some of the others in those old wood sets, but I keep the flowers that are going to fit in a pot. This one, these two actually come with the set, Country Flowers, but the bells were something I added extra because I wanted some Christmas ones, just to show you what a cool Christmas card that's not screaming super Christmas, These days you just need all kinds of cards. So I just am doing some that I know, like we do have several neighbors that I might give a card to this year. Several, maybe 3. And I don't know whether they're Christians. I don't know if they even celebrate Christmas. So, but I'm going to give them a card anyway. But it's going to be like a generic one. Because that way, if they don't like it, they can throw it away. But they're probably not going to get... None of our neighbors, I guarantee you, are going to get offended by getting a beautiful card that says, Happy Christmas from my home to yours. You know, they won't. They might not keep it, but they won't be offended. So for this flower, what I did, it looks like, in case you're wondering, I can see some shininess here. I colored it with Daffodil Delight or Mango Melody, but probably Daffodil Delight. And then I used my white gel pen and just liberally painted, but I also might have used the white version of this. This is what I am going to use some today, possibly. I'm still thinking about it. Then for this card, this is just from our old, it's not Country Home, but it's from a sunflower set. And then I just cut out these little rosebuds. You know, why is my internet acting up again? Like, seriously, our internet has been so sketchy this whole month. And I think it's a power issue. I do. I think it's more of a power issue than anything else. You know, what I am going to do really quick here is, just in case it's my phone, but I'm positive it's not, I am going to plug in my phone, and then that way, if it's power from my phone that's acting up, that will solve that problem, but, you know, I just don't think that was it at all. Okay. Let me push this up just a bit. And then this also is old textured chic paper that we had a while ago. Loved that. So, of course, I saved a bunch of it. And I used it a few times on these cards and on this one, too. And then this is like super old from those bees. Do you remember the bee set a long time ago? I loved that set. So, I like that cinnamon cider brown. Yes, and this is from the wrapped in, what was it? It was that wrapped bouquet set. Had that little tag and the for you that fit right on there. Okay, I do not remember where Have a Blessed Day is, but this Country Home does have Happy Harvest Blessings, so I might use that today because I'm kind of going to go for a little bit of an autumny look today, using this template to make that card, but just not you know, the colors, but just not those flowers. All right, so this is the new catalog stuff. I only have 2 ribbons, but I really love this Wild Wheat one. And so that is what I am using today, because I'm going to use a scrap of this fish paper, and that has that Wild Wheat with it. And then this is that gold shimmer paint. I have my little paintbrush out, ready to do that, because I might, still thinking about it, use our Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder to emboss, and then to make it aged a bit, I'm gonna brush some of that on there. All possibilities that I don't even know if I'll get to. Come on, internet. I see it just like super struggling. So silly, so silly. And Mossy Meadow and Wild Wheat. If I need another piece of Mossy Meadow, I'll grab it. Right now, I'm just going to use that scrap. Now, let me show you my papers that are the new ones, because you're going to like that. Oh, and these are new embellishments, the faux glass dots. And I was really happy to see a really good Wild Wheat and a Mossy Meadow. And this actually looks more like Cajun Craze or something to me. I really like those for autumn colors. Now, look at this paper. So if I feel like I'm feeling tired, because I did just have surgery, actually, and that's why things are slow here at the Crow Cottage. Not only was I gone a long time, because we had a birth and complications with the birth of our granddaughter, and then there was a lot of time gone there, and then fatigue, and then the wedding right after, and then the fatigue, and the week of travel. Both of these venues, you know, I mean, that was 2.5 weeks out of our summer, so, and then surgery on top of it all. So God is good. He is very, very good. So don't ever think he's not caring for you, because he is. And he just does things different than we like sometimes, but it's okay. It's for your good. You will be stronger, just like I am. In fact, this last Sunday, I actually volunteered with my husband. I had resisted volunteering at our church because it's a wonderful church. They have tons of volunteers, but there have been too many people like us who've been just sitting there enjoying the luxury of other people volunteering, and I felt really convicted after feeling like I might die any minute. So anyhow, why does it take something like that to wake us up? I don't know. Call it the sinful nature of the fallen man or woman. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So there's a gold overlay on it. It's this painted texture. You might be tired of it. I am not. But the gold on the top of it is really special. And then we've got this almost vanilla-y and, crumb cake and whatnot. And this real red. Ooh, that's going to be nice for Christmas. I bought 2 packs of this because I knew I was going to want a bunch of it. That's looking like Pretty Peacock, but it may not be. It does actually tell you the colors on the back, if you're wondering. And Lost Lagoon is what that was. Oh, Pretty Peacock. Yes, yes. Gray granite, not crumb cake. But I bet you crumb cake would go with it too. Now, here's some other papers that I got. There are other ones as well. These are going to be in the new catalog. The colors are really deep and beautiful. Look at that red. This is the one. I'm really gonna like that. Those are pretty, very pretty, very pretty, very pretty. And a Blackberry Bliss. Wow. Don't always get a Blackberry Bliss. So that's nice. And oh, look at that. Look at you. Another version of that plaid. But I'm not using that today because I want it to be, I want it to have wild wheat in it. And then look at the cute little deer. This is so cute. Now, this is called Sentimental Christmas. I think this has a stamp set with it that I did not get. I just got this gorgeous paper. So our DSP sale is still going. We've got 5 days left for bonus days. If you haven't redeemed your coupons that you got when you bought stuff last month in July, you got a $5 coupon for every $50 you spent. And then you have to use that coupon this month or you will lose the $5. So make sure you have done that. And then also the DSP sale is going on. And usually when there is a DSP sale, things begin to sell out. So it is getting near the end. Now look at this. What do you think, scrapbookers? I bet you there's some nice things you will use for that. I will be making a bag out of these things. But if you're into scrapbook pages, this will be so nice. So that's Sentimental Christmas paper. The deer just always gets me. This is cute too. This one is Reindeer Days. I wonder if I bought any of the stamp sets. I have a bunch over there. But the main stamp set that I like that I bought, other than, I bought a few. But these are the 2 that I think I'm the most fond of right at the moment. Haven't used them yet. This is the Christmas one because it has Wonderful Counselor, Prince of Peace, Mighty God, Everlasting Father. That's going to be really good. But it also has some nice things you could use as a sympathy card. Praying that you will feel the Good Shepherd's care, and then just leaving it at that would be good. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. That is fabulous. So this set will go in with my Bible verses sets. That way I can find it right away. And I'll just try to remember I've got this cool little shepherd Christmas one. There was another shepherd we did several years ago, and I think he's going to go well with this one. This is so cute and fun for just autumn things. Hey, pumpkin. That's nice. And there's a Christmas one and so on. It's like a multi-seasonal sorta. You could easily make it because you could put anything in her hands, right? So, again, just look at your stamp sets and think about how you could use them in a variety of ways. Then you don't have to buy so many stamp sets. But if you're like me, you're going to buy them and then you're going to keep them and then you just have lots of things. I have lots of things I can put in her hands, and I will. They're cute. Now look at that. There's that's kind of brilliant for me. This is very nice little deer. Easy background paper. These guys are fun. Skating, you know. And then Jingle Bells on the back. That's pretty nice. Here's a set that you might, I hope you haven't missed it already. It's called A Little Bit Festive, 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. Now, there's not a ton of paper in it, but it's nice paper. Okay. It's just pretty basic, Christmassy, but the reason it's fabulous is it has all these stickers. Several pieces of the pages are just stickers. Now, they're not sticky stickers. They are there, but they pop out super easy. I did not have to struggle with any of them. They were all thoroughly scored. They, in fact, fell out when I was pulling these sheets out. That's why they're all disengaged, because I realized I am going to lose them and bend them if I do not just get them all out right now. And it's quite a variety of items. Look, little bear, little, you know, just all kinds of things. Tons. Little borders, little frames, and then even a few, not a lot, but a few of these basic cards that can be like the front of your card. And you're going to put a stamp on that, put a ribbon on it, and it's done. So it's a great set for Christmas to make like a lot of tags and Christmas cards without any work at all, hardly, and it would be awesome for a class. So just a heads up on that. That is coming in the new catalog. Don't miss it. You will have to catch it fast because as soon as it comes out, it will be sold out. That one with the stickers, going to be sold out fast. I always tell you these things. I don't even know, you know. I'm just guessing. But like the Halloween house that came out, that was a online thing, I believe. It's, you know, it's sold out already, and this is the time you need it. So if you want to go to my website, it's still functional. I'm not putting a lot on it right now. I just don't have time. But I am keeping it going. And you can sign up for my newsletter through there. There's also this QR code here. This is for my store, but that I'm not sure I'm even going to keep. We will see. But this will keep going because that's my Stampin' Up! Stuff. So if you want to ever order any stamp sets through me, please do. Go to my QR code. You will be sure to be ordering through me. And then for any order that's $50 or more, you will get a nice little gift. Now today I'm going to use the Spotlight on Nature dies. This is like my new go-tos. And we'll see what else. But for now, that's what we're going to do. I've got Very Vanilla out here. And this card's going to just be a standard size card. So I'm going to cut this piece of Very Vanilla in at 5.5 because we're going to do a landscape card, which means it's, you know, broad on the bottom and skinnier on the sides, and then score it at 4.25. And now I've got my base card already. And I'm going to take this one and do the same thing, even though I'm only going to do one card. I'm going to be tired. I have got to watch my energy and my arm motion. I've got to be very careful about that right now. And that's the way it is. All right, so I've got my base cards done. I'm going to set that there. And then this is for whatever stamping I do today. I've got my fan on and it just blew off one of my base cards because, of course, there's a little breeze here, right? Okay, so that's going to be that. I do want on the base of this card my wild wheat. And I bet you I even have a scrap of wild wheat over there, but I'm not going to bother with it. We're going to just cut this at 5.5. And that's going to be my base. So 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then that's going to get glued on the card. I'm going to put this to the side for now. I don't know if I'll need it or not. I might. Who knows? And then this is my scrap. This is going to go on top of the wild wheat. So I need this one to be at 4 inches by 5 1/4. Now I'm looking at my plaid because I want to make sure that my colors line up the way I want it on this. And I do really like the vanilla on the sides. I'm seeing it's going to be hard to get that here. Pretty much going to have only vanilla on the one side. Oh well, there's nothing I can do about that. It's just kind of not coming out differently than that. I'd have to extend it too far. It wouldn't look good. So we're going to have to live with that. No vanilla on that side because I don't want it shorter either. So that's what we're going to do for the card front, and we'll work on that later. I'm saving my scraps, obviously. And then I'm also going to just, for now, just in case I choose to use that instead of this or with this, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. This is a piece that is already cut at 3 1/8. I'm going to cut it all the way down to 3 inches just to make this easy for us. So 3 inches by, let me compare it with my size here. I need almost 1 inch off. You can tear it. That actually looks really good on a card. I'm not sure if I really want a torn edge on this, but that doesn't look too bad. Maybe we'll do it just for fun and see how it works later. Now, if you're tearing an edge to give it a vintagey look, tear so that you're getting more of this rough on the side that's going, you know, towards you. All right, so like this is the side you would want up. This is the side you would want down that you're putting glue on. You see? Because you want to see this, and you can curl this. The other thing you can do if you really like a vintagey look is you can wet the edge, and then it'll soften that paper and you can do it. But I'm probably going to emboss that, so I don't really need to mess with it too much because I'll still have to do some with it if I even decide to use it. So here we go. Let's see how big this is. This ended up being about 3 3/4 by 3. So I'm going to want, if I'm going to use this, which I probably won't now that I've got this on it, because most of this is going to be covered up by my stamp set. I don't want to cover up that gold. It's too pretty, so I'm going to just not even do it. I won't do it. You can see what that is, though, so again, don't miss that when it comes out in the new catalog. Okay, now what are we doing? We are stamping. I want to show you how I did this pot in coloring. I sure hope I can remember it. I don't know. You never know. All right, so we went to Silver Dollar City, and I wasn't sure if they had let's do this first. I want to see how I'm going to like this. I didn't know if they were going to have their autumn things out yet. Now this Dashing Designs is like in a diamond pattern. It is pretty directional. You can put your, you know, a little scrap like this, you can set in there however you want. Like if you want the lines to be matching your plaid, well, you can figure that out. I actually don't. I kind of want it on an angle. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to pull over my stamp, emboss, and cut thingy. I'm going to move my camera up just a bit and try this. And it was a little tough for me to be at Silver Dollar City. I had already told Jeff, okay, we're going to have to, this is the way he likes to do it anyway, so I knew he wouldn't object. I'm going to go real slow. Real slow, because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to last very long. We will see, because that was last week, wasn't it? Or was it early this week? That's not enough. Let me see. What's my sandwich here? So not this plate. I think my metal plate and this. Let's try that. I never know whether my sandwich is right or not. No, that's too stiff. It's because I have so many. This is a 3D one, so it's always a little bit different with the 3D. So let's try this. I think that's not enough. No. Yeah, that's good. It's a little stiff, but that's how you want it. Just a little stiff, not too much. Because you don't want to ruin your plates and your tension mostly here. You don't want to ruin that. While we have this out, let's go ahead and cut my what are we going to use for that? I was going to use this, but I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to color my pot if I'm using this. Maybe I want to do very vanilla on it. Okay, I'm kind of rethinking here. We're going to do two. I'm going to do a very vanilla and one of these, and then that way I'll know for sure that I've got what I need, because I'm not 100% sure I want that color. Now, with Spotlight on Nature, you've got all these edges. There's this dotted edge. There's the little filigree-ish, little like almost like a fleur-de-lis kind of thing. There's the radiating edge. Very nice. All circles. Many different sizes. You can layer them. They're really, really nice. I'm going to go with the more of the wagon wheel one today. Okay, because that's the size I want basically. So I'm going to go like this and make sure my die is facing down would be helpful. And we're going to cut one of my wild wheat, and then we'll also cut one of the very vanilla, just so that I have both available, because I'm not sure what I'm going to end up with. So when we went to Silver Dollar City, it's done now, I think. I think they're in the process right now of getting out all their autumn decorations and things, but it could still be going on. If you are in the area, you would really enjoy the Gospel Days. I loved it. It was so fun. So super fun. It was like the ones that we listened to were the old time fiddlers style gospel, because they had some more like, singers and quartets and all that, and they were very good. And they also had some individual entertainers, and it was all really good. But we have kind of learned when we're going to Silver Dollar City that I'm going to get way too tired if we try to go, even when I'm feeling good, I'm going to get way too tired if we go to too many. So I picked two ones that I think Jeff and I are both going to really like, and we loved it. They were so good. And then because we've really enjoyed the comedians that come through there too, because it's of course all clean. You are never going to hear, I mean, it might be a little bit hokey. I love hokey. It's clean, it's fun, and it is funny. It's what humor used to be, like not all that long ago for many of us, and still is in these really sweet parts of the United States and probably other parts of the world as well. So at any rate, we had a wonderful time. So if you want to hear some good fiddler style gospel, it's still going on. It's just different ones than, it might not be as much of the gospel right now, because I think we might have been there at the end of some of that, but it was so fun. And then we would go walk and look at the shops. We just don't even go on the rides anymore when it's just Jeff and I, because we have done it, and I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt, especially right now. I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt. And Jeff likes to do it, but he's even gotten, we've done this for years and years, taken our kids and had a great time and loved it. We still do with the grandkids when they come. We love it. It's all fun. But do you have that happening? Do you also not do rides anymore? Am I the only one? Because they whip my neck around, and it used to be my neck recovered pretty quick, like within a day. Usually it didn't like seriously injure it, but now I don't know. And now I'm worried not only about my neck, I'm worried about other things too whipping around. So no, not doing rides anymore, probably at all. I love the carousel. I can go tootling around on the little horse going up and down. If I could fit on the little kids' rides, I'd probably do it. Some of them they actually do. you can fit an adult. Because if you have a little kid that doesn't want to go on their own, of course, you know. So anyway, now here's our embossed piece. I haven't gotten that out yet, but here it is. We're ready to use that if I choose to do it. I'm going to put all of these things on the side here, out of the way, because I believe I'm done with that. Now, I did do a bunch of cards in my newsletter, and I'm not going to be able to do all of the tutorials I used to do. But please, if there's ever one that you really, really want, you can always message me. It might cost you some money to get it, but it just depends. It depends on whether I have time, depends on whether it's complicated. Some of my cards are pretty complicated, so they are very difficult tutorials to do, and I have to charge if I am going to be making something that's taking me hours and hours to do. So let's just do this really quick so I get it drying. You know what I did? Did I tear up the wrong? Did I put it in backwards? I can't even tell which side is the... Once you've embossed it, this edge just sort of disappears as far as which side was the torn side. I want this side to be... I'm looking at the design. Some of them are down, some of them are raised, you know, embossed, debossed, whatever. So just find the pattern that you want to have up, and then you can do all kinds of things, you know, with this and other things. I mean, and there's lots of ways you can use this. This is just a way I'm using it today, and this may not turn out great. Let's see, because I haven't done this in a while. Let me just test my brush. It's a very stiff one, and I'm gonna test it here just to see. Let's do the back side here for a minute. Oh yeah, that's going pretty good. Okay, you just want a little bit, because if you have much on the brush, it is gonna cover way too much, and you just want the top. Okay, you're not doing it all, remember, you're just kind of aging it a little bit. So try to keep your bristles very level, and then when you're dragging it across, it's going to... The key is not having too much of that on it. If you think you have a lot, start here in the middle where you're going to have it covered anyway by your object that you're putting on top, the label, the die, all that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now I can see that design really well, and plus its color is going with my wild wheat. That gold fits it nicely. I don't have water in here, but I'll have to just hope my brush doesn't dry out terribly. I do want to wash it. Do you mind if I step out for just a second? It'll only take me a quick little second. I have a bathroom like right here. And then I just out my brush really quick. Sorry about that, but kind of finicky. I don't like ruining a good brush, and I just didn't have my water handy, and thank you for waiting for me. All right, I'm back. Got the brush pretty clean, and we're all set. Now, so these two things are going on the side. I'm going to figure out how I want to assemble that card when we're all done. Now we're going to use the other bit of this very vanilla. I know you want to see how to color this. So another thing we saw at Silver Dollar City that was really awesome. Oh, here's one that's already done. I might even use that. We'll see. I think that would go good with that color, but we'll see. His name's Tim Lovelace. He was the comedian we went and saw, and he was so funny and just super positive. You know, comedians there always are, but some are better than others. And I just really liked him because, for one thing, he's a Christian, and so he had a faith message, very brief and funny too, like no preaching. It was really, really good. So I would encourage you to find him on his website, because he does have a website that he does, I think, like a weekly devotional thoughts. I know it's going to be funny. And I haven't actually clicked on the devotion. I went to his website to make sure that it was what I thought it was, and it was. So this is basic gray instead of black. I could have done black, and I might, since I'm going to probably do a couple of things here. Let's see what else we want to do. Well, I don't know. I want to use the other colors for everything else, I believe. But I think I'll use basic black too for everything else. Partly because I'm not really sure how my smoky slate is going to work with my blending pens, because I kind of forgot. I'm using the blending pens to color this, and I don't want any smearing going on. So we'll go ahead and use black, and that's going to just stand out a bit more. And then let's color it in a minute, but let's stamp everything up that I'm going to use. I won't be using the little bench, although it's cute. And I probably am not going to use any of these flowers or the sentiments in this set today. I'm going to use my Country Home one with Happy Harvest Blessings. That's going to go on a label. And then, oh, I do want to use, because I want to have a harvest theme going here. And we're going to do, I'm going to do both of these floral bouquets. There's the cattails, which is going to be nice to have now this has a very nice jug. I do like the jug. I just like the handle on this, and it's a little wider, and you know, because I have so many flower stamps, I was happy to have another jug. You don't need one if you've already got the Country Home and you don't want to do another one. I do want this. Don't lose this. Oh, that's my it's Happy Harvest, but I thought it was my Have a Blessed Day there for a minute, and I got all excited about it. Oh boy. Okay. So the cattails. And if you're stamping on very vanilla like I am today, the coloring will look a little different, of course, than if you were going to be coloring on basic white. So just remember that. And then this other little bouquet. Now the trouble with the Country Home bouquet is that I don't have dies for that. And I just remembered the other trouble with that is that that's black, and I don't want, in my little cotton balls, I don't want black. But I suspect I'll take the cotton balls out anyway. If I use these pods, I'm going to superimpose those on there. So since I'm going to have to fussy cut those anyway, I can do anything I want to. It's not like a big deal, and it's not a lot of cutting. But this is partly why it's hard for me to do tutorials for everything, because you know, we got different things going. I might want this instead of the leaf. This is the cornstalk from Autumn Goodness. Now this is a really old set. I do really like it. It's very nice. And I think instead of black on that, we're gonna do something very dark, though. Let's do pecan pie. Oh, no, we have wild wheat, so we will use wild wheat and do our corn stalks. Yeah, that's going to be quite nice. Let's leave our wild wheat out, because I might as well stamp my sentiment that's going to go on here. We'll have that done. On Autumn Goodness, it also has Plant Kindness, Harvest Love. I love that. All good things come from above. Very good. But I really wanted something long and skinny, going out to the side rather than up and down. So even though I do really like all of that, we're going to go with Happy Harvest Blessings. And it's got the directional, the direction that I want my sentiment to be going. So these are all the things you think about when you're doing your card. And I have so many sentiments because I keep my stamps. And so I can always find the direction of the one that I want. It's one of the benefits of just not getting rid of all of your stuff, although I do have to admit you have to be very disciplined. If you just keep buying stuff like I have, you start to run out of space. I do have people that I give stamps to, so that is helpful. But they only want so many also, right? They don't want them for like forever. So you do have to just be aware of all of that. Okay, now for this Happy Harvest Blessings one, that one is going to be on a rectangular stitched die. And I'm going to just cut that one out really quick here on the side because I do not want to mess those up. And I don't want to mess these up either. And I'm going to need to be coloring those. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to cut this out with, if I can find. Now we do have perennial postage. That's pretty nice. But really what I'm looking for is just my stitched rectangles, which is usually right out on top. This is not a set that's available anymore. I'm terribly sorry. It was in our catalog for a very, very, very long time. And it's still a basic just because it has so many rectangles. I can find what I need pretty quick with it. But it is one that's not available now. So if you missed it, I'm terribly sorry, but you will get a chance at a rectangle. They're always putting rectangle dies in the sets. So it's not like you're not going to have a rectangle die. Stampin' Up! Tends to be mixing and matching their shapes more than they used to. Like our Spotlight on Nature one is sort of unusual that they're all circles. I think generally it seems like they're not doing it that way, and I'm sure they have reasons for that. But I'm really grateful. It's nice for me to just grab a set and I know everything in it is a circle or a square or an oval or a rectangle. And I keep going back to those, even though I have them in another set. I keep using these over and over and over again anyway, and I think most of us do that have them. Okay, oops, I'll have to get that later. Okay, now so these I don't know about. I want to do this first for coloring, and then you can see how that's going. So Tim Lovelace, again, gospel music. It's good. You're going to enjoy it. Go find it if you want a very upbeat, fun, enjoyable, nothing depressing, no politics, no political correctness, all normal, all good. And you will just so enjoy his humor, and he's a great piano player, good musician all around, but wow, I really enjoyed the piano. I don't usually even like piano so much anymore. I don't know why. I usually don't so much. Well, I shouldn't say that. I actually do, but I think it's just I don't often like the music being played particularly. So when my son plays the piano, of course I love it. When anyone I know plays the piano, I love it, of course. But anyway. All right. So if we are going to, let me take this base here and put it together so I can see what's going on, and then we'll know what color we're doing with this. So if we're going to do this, and if we're going to do this, and then this is going on top, we can have this on top, but then if we do that, we're going to have a darker jug. And I don't know that I want a dark jug. So I think we're going to go with very vanilla. I'm trying to get this on here in such a way so I can see how this is going to be. Oops, I don't know what I did there. Did something. If we have very vanilla, we could use this jug. I could color my jug and use this one. It's not like I have to do everything the way, you know. I'm actually kind of liking that. I could even use this one and do it a little more greenish. let's maybe do that. I think that's a great idea. So what I'm gonna do is stick with my very vanilla. And then what we're gonna do for this jug is I wanna show you how I did the shading. Now, one of the guys that I look to see how they color stuff, because they just color stuff so much better than I do, so I copy them. I mean, that's why we do case. Case just means you get to copy and share, but make sure you tell who it is, and I forget who it is. I'm terribly sorry, but right now, my brain doesn't remember, and I did not make a notation. It was like months ago that I did this. So I have no way of knowing, but I can see that I used gray or smoky slate. He put a shadow where this comes, and not many people are doing that, but I thought the shadow really made it cool. So we're going to do the shadow. This is just like an aged kind of pot, isn't it? It's so cool. And instead of doing, I'm going to have some slate, I suppose, but what I'm gonna do, I want some green going in here. Mossy Meadow, the dark Mossy Meadow is super dark. I don't wanna start with that. If I start with something too dark, I might regret it. So let's do dark Old Olive first, and let's just see with the bullet point pen edge. Oh man, I'm weak. Oh, how dark is that? That's pretty dark. Okay, so that's gonna be good because I do want it dark, but I gotta be super careful because we're gonna color this, and we do not want too much darkness right off. So you wanna do this where your shadow is gonna be. And if you're like me and you're not really sure where to put your shadow, just go to somebody who colors really, really well, who you like. There's a bunch out there. And take a screenshot of their work, especially if it's a stamp set you have, and then try your best to copy it. Now, there's Alyssa Tilsner has coloring classes. I'm sure Patty Bennett does. She's very good. But there are a whole bunch of them who are really good. And I would be happy to help you with it, but I don't have time to do it right now. And there are so many people that will do it. And you can get classes too, I'm sure, with them. And then that might help you, although I'm skeptical about that because you kind of need individual instruction with this one. Now, for this shadow with this is a little tricky. Just eyeball where it is. It's like above, it's about, 1/8 of an inch above, and then just kind of swoops into the actual handle where it would be touching the jar. And I don't want to start with anything too dark because I might have to alter that when I put it in. This is closing good, and that's a good thing. You do not want these suckers drying out. That's Mossy Meadow. I want Old Olive, light Old Olive on this one. So we'll get the bullet tip out. I'm gonna start right here on this and then just swoop to the side, like that. So that's the beginning of my shadow for that thing. And I'm gonna just leave it with that. Now, since I've got all these dark Mossy Meadow, I'm gonna just kind of fill this in. I'm gonna just sort of, I'm going right into the dark, right into it, because I'm lightening the edge of it up just a tad, so that I end up with more of a dark, very thin edge, and not so much of a contrast line. So I'm just going right in over the color I just did, and I'm only expanding a tiny, tiny bit, not a lot. Mostly I'm just going right into that color I've already done. It's lightening it up, but it also leaves a nice dark edge. Okay, very good. I did get a little tired, but I did really good at Silver Dollar City. They have so many benches to sit on. And it was not, we picked a great day to go. It wasn't as hot as it is today. It was really, really comfortable. Nice breeze the whole time. We sat in the shade, in the rocker. Oh, it was beautiful. Now, where you want it just a little darker, you can always use your pen to make it a little darker, but I'm gonna wait to do that. I do want just a little bit of darker color right here. And I'm gonna expand this just a tad. This is a little more on top than I want, but we're gonna fix that as we go. Okay, so now you want something very, very light. So some of these blend and some of them don't so much. You practice, 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 and you'll figure it out. This is soft sea foam, which is gonna be a bluish. And I do use Copic pens because I can get a better hue on some things, but I think on this one, if I use my soft sea foam and my lemon lolly, we're gonna see how that's gonna look. So I'm gonna just put some soft sea foam on the side. Now, is soft sea foam something we even have anymore? I bought many because it's one of the few grains we had that was light enough. Let's try some lemon. Oh yeah. See, that's gonna give me a little bit more. It's not blending as well as I'd like, but it's giving me a little bit more of the old olive color, but lighter. Let's try the light soft sea foam and see what we get with that. It's pretty light. Again, light lemon lolly. This is the lightest lemon we've got right now. Yeah, and that's good. All right, so that's what I'm going to use. Light, soft sea foam. I think it's a color we still have. Let me peek. Okay. I've not tabbed my catalog. Thankfully, the colors are right here. I see Coastal Cabana. Soft sea foam, yay! And it's right by Lemon Lolly. This one is in the Settles. That's a subtle. Very good. Very, very good. It is subtle. I love the yellow. I'm glad that's a normal, regular, everyday color that's not going to disappear. I've been really disgusted every time I grate like pineapple punch. I bought a bunch of pineapple punch because I knew they were going to get rid of it and I would want it. Okay, so this is light soft sea foam. Now for this one, you can pretty much go all over the whole thing and you're going to want to wash in, like you can kind of see I'm trying to do. You're going to wash in that. Be careful of your bullet point on these big brush ends. They crumble quick. So if I'm gonna just go like this, okay? Just to get color in here on this jug. But then I'm gonna use my bullet tip to actually blend, because otherwise it'll ruin that brush. And I want to blend by going into the dark, not bringing the dark down as much as washing it up and away. So you can bring it down a little bit like this. Push it up, okay? You can drag it around a bit, but just kind of try to wash some of your, that's what I do with these. Other people do other things, I'm sure, but that's what I do. I start I put in the dark first, and then do the lightest next, and then try to wash those edges nice and smooth, and washing the color, the dark color, away to the edge. Now the other thing is for me, is I do have Copic pens. So if I have something that's coming out way too dark, I just switch to one of those lightest ones. But you can kind of get the same effect with Stampin' Up! If you use a lighter color in even a different color family. Now on this one, I want this to be lighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this here, because I want that to lighten up a bit. Kind of have to be a little careful here. I don't want to lose all my lightest white here and here, and I needed some there, and I kind of went out of it, and I need some here too. We'll add it back in. Now, the other thing about this kind of coloring is that the animals, when you're doing the animals, you need pencils. Alyssa Tilsner has convinced me from looking at her stuff that you have got to have the pencils, because then you can get such great effect. Now, I don't want to come in here too much. I'm going to just kind of go a little bit here with this. Not a ton, just a little to kind of keep this looking more, less olivey and more granny apple green-ish, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so now we've got our white primarily here. We've got a little here that I didn't want. This is fine. I'm going to have to darken up this a little bit. And I'm going to have to lighten that up. I can't put any more yellow in because that's actually way too much yellow, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to live with it. And then we're going to take our light soft sea foam, again, the bullet tip. No, actually, I'm not going to take the bullet tip. I'm going to try to wash it in here like this, just to try to get some of that yellow to look a little less yellow. Okay. That's good. A little bit there. I do need to darken up my handle. So we're going to take this dark sea foam and go over that again here. And just a little bit there. Okay, so you can get your shadow back in again. Okay. And now any place that you want to darken it up, this is actually looking pretty good. I could use my lightener to lighten this up. Let's see what happens with my ivory is pretty light. Let's see how dark you are. Oh, that is dead. Now, the reason this is dead, oops, not that end, this one is dead, is because I have added, this pen doesn't have a lot of ink left in it. I don't throw them away right away because I put in alcohol ink in, I pull out this, put in a little alcohol ink. It sort of lightens it up, and I can extend the use of my Stampin' Up! Blends that way. It's not exactly the correct color. It's a lighter version of it, and you have to be careful because eventually, you know, you're ruining it. But once the pen's done pretty much anyway. So that's what I do. Let's see what happens if I add this a little to the edge. It should lighten it a bit. I don't know that it really is. It should. I'm trying to kind of lighten it a little bit, but it's kind of just browning it up, which is fine because we've got our, you know, winter wheat is a kind of a brown, so that's fine. Okay, that's not being effective, so I'm going to go ahead and get my color lifter. Now you will see in the, where's my color lifter? Color lifter, it's so hard to find because it's white. And I move it around, I move it from, because you can put it in with, you know, I use it with all the colors. So here it is in with my greens. The last time I used it with green. These are the flesh tones that are like called natural tones or whatever. The 700, 900, 800. Yeah, they also can lighten colors some, but they are flesh tone. They're going to be darker than my bleeded out ivory. Okay, so the color lifter is I'm going to use the bullet tip part. It will lift your color right up. So you kind of have to be a little careful because you won't see initially how much color it's lifting. It has to kind of dry a little bit and then you'll see it. It also is one if you want to, you know, smooth some of the rougher edges a little bit, you can do that. I'm just lightening up some areas a bit. Okay, that's the best I can do. I don't want to do too much to it because it's actually looking really, really good. I just want to darken up this area a bit. So I'm going to grab my my light Old Olive again. And we're going to put this back because we kind of lost it. There we go. It's back. And then anywhere you want a nice edge, put that dark right back in again, but just the tiniest bit. And then this is going to give you a really, really good aged patinaed jug. And you can use different colors if you want it to be rusty. Use your Cajun Craze and pumpkin pie and peach pie and yellow, you know. Just practice. You will get really, really good at it. You'll start feeling very comfortable doing this. I'm gonna just dot this a little here, a little here. That's just little dots. And then I'm gonna use this to just get a little bit of green into that edge. So it's not looking like, you know, white. Okay, that one's done, and that one is what we're using. I'm gonna cut that out, but let's wait a minute and do our flowers. This one is the one, I wanna save this because I don't wanna lose it. So let me put this back into my case. So I'm going to use that later. That's a good one. That was Pool Party. I really liked it. It was cute. So this one, I want this to be my darkest green. I don't even know what. Is this an artichoke? I don't know. I do not know. But it's nice. It has like these berries because it could be Christmassy, I suppose. I don't know if that's a ribbon. I don't know if it's... I don't even know. I'm kind of shooting in the dark here on this. I think this is an artichoke. I don't have a sample in front of me, so we're going to just go for it. And I do want different green slightly for my leaves so that we can tell what's what, because otherwise it's going to be difficult. So we're still going to stick with our soft seafoam. Why are you so hard to shut? My goodness. Some of them are so easy to shut and then they dry out, and I'm complaining about that. And that one is like super tough. I wonder if I have another olive in here, because I'm going to hurt myself on that stinking thing. I don't. So I'm stuck with it. Summer Splash. Oh, you are sweet. And Shaded Spruce, maybe even better. But Summer Splash, you're pretty good. Let's get you out. We're going to get Summer Splash out. And let's just see what happens with that. Because I think this might make a very nice, different colored leaf here. Got to be careful. This is quite brilliant and not at all a typical leaf color. So you want to be a little cautious on it or you'll regret what you've done. Okay, so there we go. That's plenty on that. And then we'll use our dark seafoam to just kind of do this. Make all those leaves nice. Nice in a lighter green. Is this a void or is it? I can't tell. This is why I have, I have a sample because otherwise I don't even know what I'm coloring here. Let's do these leaves like this because I think we're going to use this too. And now we need to make this work because that's kind of not. So let's grab our light Old Olive. We're going to go like this. So we're still kind of keeping some blue-green in the leaves, but I'm trying to make it work a little better with my my artichoke. And light seafoam. Now we're gonna make that vein kind of blend in a bit more. Okay, good, because, yeah. I'm going to keep these leaves fairly light in color so they are standing out. What do we need here? We need some lemon lolly on this artichoke. Right on the tips. And then I also am going to want to lighten that up. Okay, I'm not going to leave that because I'm not liking it, and I'm going to make it better with our dark, but I think I'm going to do it with a pencil. Let's try our light mossy meadow and see what happens. That's not too bad. It's kind of giving me a little bit of darker. There's not a lot to work with. It's a very small one. Let's do this so my leaves stand out just a little more. And the stems, and these are going to be our wild wheat. So let's see what color we've got with wild wheat. I haven't used this one a lot yet. Oh yeah, those are very nice, aren't they? I love that. Oh yeah, those are good. And if you want to pop a color, you could do color in it, but this is going to go really well with our card. I'm going to go ahead and just color these. This is a lighter color, but that's fine. And probably cutting off the cotton balls, remember? So I won't be using those anyway. We're going to go ahead and use this one for the cotton tail or cattails, but we need something darker, and I don't think the dark wild wheat's gonna be anywhere close. Do you see how my lines are going across? Use your pen to go the same direction. Always use your pen to go the same direction as whatever those lines are. Sometimes I don't, but generally I do. This is number 300. Let's see what that one looks. I need just a little bit darker brown here. Just a bit darker brown. Perfect. And then here too. And then that's gonna smear in a little bit when I apply some of this to it. Now, if you're taking a dark color and doing it with light, make sure you clean off that dark color so you don't ruin your pens. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. I think what I need is some lemon lolly on this, just like this. It's not, I don't have to be careful. This is going to go in the background. I'm going to be, if I use this at all, it's going to be clipped anyway a lot. So I don't need much of that. I think we are about all set. Let me get my last leaves done. We want contrast. This is all pretty pale. And look, it's all kind of going together. So I need some contrast here. This isn't enough. So if this is going to be a harvesty thing, we're going to make these leaves stand out a bit more. What color can we do them? We could do them yellow. I don't know if that's going to be good. I actually think I might rather, in fact, do something like gold. I wonder if gold would work. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Or copper. What have I got in my drawer? I do have some inky pens in my drawer that are painty pens, they're called. If you go to the craft store, you can find these painty pens. They come in all colors, so do Sharpies, as far as metals go. So we've got a gold, I've got a silver. I don't use these very often, mostly only at Christmas time. It looks pretty brown. That's not gonna work. I need something I need something high contrast here. That is not going to work. Let's pick out a nice bright color. We're gonna go with, oh, I don't want red. Let's do orange. Let's do a real orange though. I'm not going to even use a Stampin' Up! Color. So just look away, look away. I'm going to use a Tombow pen because I want, oh, that's too bright. I want something, you could use a gel pen, you could use a pencil, you could use whatever you want, but I do want some, oh wait, maybe Cajun Craze. Oh, Tangerine Tango, I haven't used you in a long time. Let's try that. Let's try Tangerine Tango. Oh yeah. Tangerine Tango, where have you been? You're a little clearer orange than our pumpkin. It's got a little more red in it. Now, I don't want a lot of red in this, but this tiny bit, purple, you know, orangey red is quite nice. And our markers, you know, have this, the old ones had this super fine bullet tip. Now it has a fatter bullet tip, but either way, it does help to get into the little nooks and crannies a bit. That's going to help a bit. We're going to do this, and then I think we're good. Now I'm going to go ahead and assemble. And we are going to be all done very, very soon. Very soon. This has to be cut out with the die. So let me move some of my supplies around over here. Kind of getting in the way. Oh boy. Oh, I've got my water on outside. I'm gonna have to get out there and change it. I have it on the tree, I think, right now, which is good because our oak tree needs it. It's probably pretty dry out there. It's been, yeah, we've gotten some rain. It's been nice. It's been nice to get some rain, but we definitely, now this set does have dies for all of this stuff. So, you know, that's another reason I got this set, even though I already had a jug one. It has this cute little teapot with a lid. I liked that. I think I also have a teapot, but I wanted that one because it had the lid. I don't know that the other one had dies. I think it might have not. And it's just really hard to cut these out. Fussy cutting. It's so much nicer if you don't have to. Doesn't that look nice? It comes out so nicely. Easy to do. And the other things, though, are going to have to do if I forget. So you'll just have to bear with me for a minute. Let's put this aside. This also does have these pretty little flowers that are not with a stamp, but there's several of them. And if I was doing a summery bouquet, that would be perfect, but I'm not. All right, so we'll just do a little bit of cutting here, and then we'll see what we're going to keep. I'm going to cut the whole thing out, and then we're going to work on it and see what part of the bouquet are we keeping, what part are we not. I'm not going to get too detailed around all of these things, of course. That would just take way too much time. You don't have to. Just doing it like this is going to be just fine. You can go back in and snip, snip, snip if you really feel like you have to. But you don't. You don't have to. Just do the best you can. If cutting is not your thing, then never plan to cut. Do it like this. This one would be stamped right on here, and then you would use the bouquets from this part of it, because you don't have to use it all. Stamp it, color it, cut part of it out, stick it on top of where this is, and it looks just fabulous. It's kind of what I did with this one. This is like from Plentiful Plants or something, this leaf that I stamped. I did cut it out with a die, I believe, but I could have done it differently. Let's see if I have one like what I'm talking about here. I don't. But I have done that many times. It works really well to do that. Just stamp right on the little label you're using as a background part. If your bouquet die or bouquet set that you're using does not have dies, then you don't have to cut that out. like I'm doing right now. I cut a lot of these things out, so this does not scare me. It's not like a big deal to me. But I know some of you don't like doing it, and if your hands are quivery at all, you just can't. That's why the dies are really nice to use. You can use cutting machines to cut these things out, but it takes a little bit of, you know, a little bit of skill, a little bit of knowledge to do that, and a lot of cost for that too. So, I mean, it just depends on where you want to spend your money, how you want to do it. Now this one, I'm only going to do this. I don't even know if I'm going to use these, but I might. I do really like these pods. Last fall in our flower department where I buy dried things for my big entry bouquet thing that I like to change seasonally. Did I even change it this year? I think I did it. I think I forgot. I was gone. I think I have my winter bouquet going there still. Maybe I changed it a little. Pretty funny. Okay, so this is going to go like this, maybe. I don't know. We'll see, but I don't need any of this. And I'm not sure that I'm going to use this either, but I'm going to go ahead. The bottom, I'm not, you know, it's going to just go in there. I'm not sure I'm going to use this, so I'm going to be pretty hasty as I get around here. And then we will see if I'm even using it. I don't know that I am. All right. Now I'm thinking I like this with the wild wheat. I don't know. We'll just see. I might not use that. Okay, let's try this. So this goes like this. This is going to go here. Yeah, I think I like it with the wild wheat. It's pretty. Really pretty. Isn't that nice? I do want that ribbon. So let's figure out how that's going, because I like it too much to not use it. I think we're going to just do it like that. Maybe under that and tie it in a bow there. This is going to go like this. And this can go like that. I don't even think I need this guy. I think that'd be just too much. I could have used it as a sheath, you know, in something, but I don't even think I need it. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful. All right, so it is a great stamp set. You're going to really like it. And, you know, at Silver Dollar City, harvest days are coming, and they are going to be making so many beautiful pumpkin things there. It's so pretty to go look at. So pretty. I'm really hoping that the heat wave's going to lighten up. It's supposed to. Usually it's not quite this hot. Generally pretty nice. There's a nice breeze, but it's too warm for me to be out riding my bike. I have gone, since my surgery, well, since not just the surgery, since I came home from everything, since my surgery and from coming home, I have gone out on the bike only one time. But I was able to do it. I did have to walk up the hill. The big hill. It's pretty close to our house. I didn't even try it. Thought, why knock myself out? It's the first time I've been out, you dope. Stop. Don't even try to hurt yourself. Okay, now we're going to put this on, and I'm going to just put it directly on here with this glue. Our glue is really good to hold down textured stuff. Sometimes I use another glue. You guys who know me know what I'm talking about, but I never do with embossed things because you need something that's going to really adhere well and not move when it's down. This stuff does not move, it does not shift. So that's gonna go right there. And this I do want raised. So let's get our dimensionals out. I know you might not be using dimensionals, but you could, and they are very useful. There's minis, and there's the regulars. And they do just peel off like this so easy. Oops. Let me stick you like that. And I'm using the last of my package. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. There. Yay, I finally used a sheet. So funny. I have all these little pieces of these things. Let's just grab this edge. There. and stick that in the middle. All right, I didn't even use the mini on that. I will on these other ones though. I've got my overhead fan on and it's blowing around. These things blow all over our house and I need to vacuum because I haven't since before we came back. I mean, it is dusty and the floor is, I'm sure it's hairy. I lose hair all over the place, you know, so I'm sure it's very hairy. So we're going to do that. I want this Harvest Blessings to be kind of peeking out here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this right on where I want it. It's going to have dimensionals under here because this is raised, but I'm going to glue this right to here. And then after I've glued it, I'm going to go ahead and put my dimensionals on that afterwards. This way I know I'm getting my glue on right where I want it. And then I'll be able to place my bouquet right where I want it to. Okay, so this is going, these little dimensionals will be perfect. I just need a little bit of support, like right there. These little mini ones are harder to get the backing off for me. There we go. Oops, I tipped it. All right, there we go. Perfect. Get you down just a tiny bit. Are you crooked? No, I think you're fine. All right, so now this is going on right here, and I better put dimensionals on it. I might glue this to that. No, this needs to be out, and this can be glued. I only want one more level of dimensionals. I don't do two. Usually I do one level, which is this. Sometimes I do two, but rarely. I really try to not. But I need this to kind of be raised, and then this one's going to be a little bit raised too, probably. So I don't want that like that. So this one is going to have to be glued right to it. So I'm going to take the jug that's going to be sticking on there, and we're going to put some glue on that. And let me put my flower bouquet where I want it, like right there, and then I'll know for sure where my jug's going. Kind of want the bottom of it to extend past this embossed piece onto the DSP. Okay, I do need to put a dimensional underneath here, a little bit right there, and a little one on this corner so that it's the same level all the way around from top to bottom. Come on. There we go. Jeff is out doing his substitute teaching, but I bet he's going to be back very soon. In fact, he might already be having coffee down there right now. I need to get done, because I said I would be having coffee with him today if I am able to, and I will be able to, because I think I should be getting finished here pretty quick. Thank you so much for watching. I know I was gone a long time, so I really appreciate it. I know a bunch of you on YouTube will check it out, and I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel on YouTube. If you guys keep subscribing, maybe one day I'll actually reach 1,000 people. That's the goal. Then you can actually have one ad, I suppose, if I don't know that it actually means anything, but a lot of times you're told these things mean things, and then once you achieve it, it's like, that didn't really mean anything. Oh, well, it's nice. Thank you. All right, so this is going to go like this. Right there, you've got your dimensional there. I'm going to put some glue on this one. I don't want it to raise up any more than one dimensional's worth. And I actually want this to be coming out of my pot rather than... So I'm going to have to cover up my artichoke a little bit, or I think instead, I'm going to just snip a little bit here, because I want that coming out. That's got to go into the pot right here. Not into it, but right there. So it kind of has the effect that it's going in. So a little bit of glue. On that edge. All right, so I guess did you know that I bet you didn't. I didn't until I looked to see what has happened on this day in history. There was a teacher in Chicago, Illinois, who in August, right around this time, I don't know if they said it on the internet, it said this day, but I'm not so sure about that. Anyway, she started the Anti-Smoking League. Wow, that's nice. Be nice to be back in the day when a teacher did something like that instead of some of the things we're hearing about. That would have been a much more pleasant thing for parents to know that teachers were working for in Chicago. I don't know, I'm sure there's fabulous teachers in many, many, many parts of Chicago, but in the news these days, that is not the part you're hearing about, which is very unfortunate because there's actually a lot of really good teachers. I don't know about in Chicago. I'm just saying, in general. They are here anyway. There's a lot of good ones here. But that was nice. Nice to know. But that was a long time ago. That was 1899, people. We need to get back to that, okay? We need to get back to where people are trying to do good things for kids instead of trying to sully them or something. And another really great thing, this is fun, August 26, 1955, NBC did their first broadcast of a color tennis match. If you like tennis, I bet you would have been very happy to hear that. So we're going to go ahead and do this ribbon. Let's make sure I have plenty because I always shortchange myself and can't do the bow. So I'm going to make sure I have plenty. And we're going to put it, oops, I forgot. I've got to unstick my little dimensionals there. We'll get our ribbon underneath here like this. Stick those back down. And let's try to do a nice little ribbon. I love this. It's got like gold in there. Oh, this is so pretty. I was really excited when I saw this. So this is in a new catalog that's coming out next month. Make sure you're ready to get it. It's got some really nice things in it. Okay, we're gonna try to bring you down here a little bit. Get you to be in the place I want you. Aw, so cute. So cute. Okay, that, snip that. It's kind of sticking up a little. I'm going to take a dimensional and stick it on the back because I made it a little bigger than it probably needed to be. Now that's better. And then we can glue you right to my very vanilla. And then we've got, where is it? These. Let's see if these are going to be any good on here. I don't know. We'll see. Let's glue this on here. I'm gonna cheat because I want to do it quickly and I don't want to have issues happening. So just don't. Oh, my ribbon! I accidentally twisted it in back. So if you do that, like I just did, you can snip it and then just put some tape on there. It is possible to use a little tiny bit less ribbon. Also, if you snip, and then you don't even need to use quite so much, but our spools of ribbon are really pretty generous. This color, I'm gonna have to get some more of this, because this is a color I don't see in the craft stores, not like this, not with this kind of, what do you call it? It's like a woven, it's rustic, okay? I love the rustic thing, so I really like it. I'm going to want more of it because I don't want to run out. When they first did linen, I just bought tons of that linen thread. Like, this is sweet. I love this linen thread. In fact, linen thread would be nice wrapped around that right there. Wouldn't that be cute? Okay, so we've got that. And our little harvest green or gold or. We don't really need a lot of anything here because this is pretty cool. I could use my orange. That might be kind of nice. I don't know. I'm having a hard time visualizing. So let's lay that on there. Let's lay that on there. I'm thinking, I don't know. Because that's actually pretty close to the color that is there. Let me take this off. I think I'm going to use this dark orange one. Right there. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Right there. I think that's good. It just gives a little more zing. Very cute. I love that. It's pretty. Faux glass dots. So the faux glass dots, the ribbon, new catalog. Don't miss that. It's really, really nice. Jeff and I volunteered at our church in the middle school, and I was very reluctant to volunteer just because I've really been enjoying not doing anything. It's very sad, actually. But, you know, we've worked in churches for a very long time and volunteered a ton. I know you know what I'm talking about. It's just, you get really tired and but they did a big push. I'm so glad we did. We had a wonderful time. It's such a fabulous church. Our minister just had 30 years. He's celebrating. They gave him a nice trip. He and his wife celebrated him because he really deserves it. He is a fabulous guy. All of our staff is wonderful. So I just feel so blessed to be able to do that. And Jeff and I had a wonderful time in the middle school. Yes, middle school. I know a lot of people don't like to do middle school, but it was really, really fun because they have the system working so well that it's easy peasy. Of course, I was just job shadowing too, so the real teacher took over and did everything. It was easy. I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for watching and sharing everything. I do appreciate it. Remember, God is good. He is with you. All you have to do is call on him. He's always there. Always there. And he's the one who gives us all the blessings. Happy harvest blessings. I hope you enjoy this Country Flowers set as much as I have. And I will see you next week. Bye.